Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Eddie Lynch right now, and it's 1:21 right now, and we're about 3 hours away from the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, so I don't really have too much time to get into the release of Austin Aries or other news such as well, screw it, I'm blanking on the other news, but I know there was some other big news going on throughout this week, such as, of course, AJ Styles winning the U.S. title the same night that Austin Aries was released. Coincidence? Nope. No, anyway, I don't have too much time to get into that, so maybe I'll speak on it briefly, or I'll save it for the next Eduardo Asylum, but for right now, we're going to get into the Great Balls of Fire predictions and see where we go from there. Alright, so from the card, I'm seeing the first match of the night being Miz versus Ambrose. And I see Miz taking this over. I think this is going to be the blow-off to this feud, because if Ambrose wins, then Miz is going to have another rematch. And honestly, I just don't want to see this anymore. I'm a little sick of this feud myself. Both are great competitors. Both are great promos. It's just these two, their chemistry has been adequate at best. It's been very underwhelming. So I watched this and I'm not entirely entertained by it. They've had a couple of gold. They've struck gold a couple of times here and there, but nothing better. Nothing really over the top. Okay, so next we have Rollins and Wyatt. So I spoke on this last Eduardo Asylum. It's pretty obvious Rollins is going to come out the winner here, because if Bray wins, that's just going to thwart a lot of momentum for Rollins, and Bray, he's not going to get a long-term push out of this. I know that for a fact, because he's never gotten a long-term push. No matter how many feuds he's won, which is nothing compared to the feuds he's lost in terms of ratio. So Rollins for the winner of that. Hardy Boys versus Cesaro. So it's Sheamus and Cesaro. They're going to win. Hardy Boys might go into the broken stuff pretty soon, considering they've been teasing that lately. But who knows? Who knows? For right now, it's just Sheamus and Cesaro. And let's get into the next one. Enzo and Cass. Alright, so Enzo and Cass, they've had quite a feud. I'm definitely interested to see how this goes, but I know for a fact Cass is going to win here, and I was going to say Enzo, but Cass is going to win here. I know if Enzo wins it, we're possibly going to see like a sloppy ass small package from Enzo. That's how I see him winning. He's not going to beat Cass cleanly. Well, I guess technically would be clean, but well, I mean, he's not going to beat him, finisher and then pin him 1, 2, 3. He's going to get some sort of luck. He's going to win by some sort of luck. Some sort of fluke. There's the word, fluke. So, yeah, I got Enzo winning, or Cass winning that one, but I would not be surprised to see Enzo pull up a roll-up or a small package or something to win. But I think Enzo's going to win it. Why do I keep saying Enzo? Cass is going to win it, so there you go. Neville and Tozawa. Okay, this one's pretty obvious. Neville's going to win it. I like Tozawa a lot, but I don't think this Titus brand is going to elevate him to new heights. And on top of that, Neville is just killing it as the king of the cruiserweights. So, I like it. I'm going to keep it like that. I would keep it like that. Alright, Sasha versus Bliss. Bliss. It's pretty obvious here. I don't think Bliss is going to lose the title on a 1-week program. Just barely built in. On top of that, I could see her losing it at SummerSlam if they choose to go that far. And they're not that far along from SummerSlam, so yeah, we're likely to see this feud carry out over into the next couple weeks and all that stuff, and maybe Bliss will lose it there. Maybe. Roman Strowman. Personally, I don't care. Either way, truthfully do not care. I think Roman's going to win it to blow off this feud, because if Strowman wins it, this feud's going to carry on. I don't think Roman's going to lose this feud at all. So, yeah, Roman. Alright, finally we got Joe and Lesnar. Now, I've heard a lot of interesting ideas here. I've heard people say they want Joe but think Lesnar's going to win it. Some people think Joe's going to lose cleanly, like completely get destroyed with suplexes. Maybe. Jordan has said that Joe's going to get a little bit of offense in early on like maybe like 5-10 minutes, but then Lesnar's going to be like, I'm bored, and just begin to suplex him, and then F5, and then boom, there's your winner. I could also see that. Now me, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we're going to get a good competitive 15-20 minute match, and it's going to be pretty back and forth. That's how I see it being. I don't think it's going to go momentum to one person and the next to just end it off like that. If not, then this company's stupid. They really are stupid. And I'm going to go with a shock prediction and say Joe is going to come out the winner here. Alright, so yeah, that's my Great Balls of Fire predictions. I finished in about a good 7 minutes. Alright, so let's talk a little briefly about Austin Aries. So, he was a really good hand to be in there. I don't understand why he wanted his time off. But I mean, hey, people have their own things going on in their lives. So, you know, this isn't entirely on WWE's hands. Actually, this really isn't on WWE's hands at all. And I'm not trying to cast this as a fault of Austin Aries or any other party here, but if there was to be a certain blame on this release, it should be laid on Austin Aries. Now, Austin, I think he will come back, you know, when he's ready. I don't know if he's taking a break from pro wrestling altogether or for WWE, but I think the guy will come back, and probably, I don't know, maybe he'll come back and he'll be out of the cruiserweights. That's what my best hope is, because I think Austin Aries can do so much better going into the main event division, feuding with guys like Rollins. I can just imagine the promos they would share together. Rollins and Aries, or who else among other guys. Maybe call up Bobby Roode and have him work a program with Austin Aries. That would be really cool. A nice little throwback, because I've seen their promos together. They've done really good. I've seen their feud together. They're really good back in Impact. One of my favorite little segments was when Aries won the title and Austin Aries comes out cutting his promo, and then Bobby Roode comes out. He's kind of like a 6-year-old, kind of like a child, just going, you, that, and Aries is just trying to hear him speak, and he's like, you don't deserve that title, and it took him forever to speak. I thought that was funny. Those two would have good chemistry together, I know for sure. Maybe Aries and Ambrose. Now, one match I've been polling for in particular is Austin Aries and Miz. Alright, so I think with Austin Aries and Miz, these two would have some really good chemistry together. I could see Austin Aries pulling like some funny segments with Miz, you know, with Austin Aries heckling Miz somehow, some way. So, when he does come back, I hope to see those kinds of feuds with Austin Aries and The Miz. I really do hope. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up briefly for this edition of the Eduardo Asylum. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Alright, good night.